smacking my lips for no reason. I'm just stalling. I'm stalling while I pull up shit. Nope, that's not the right thing. I am scuffed, but oh. Okay, hold on. Hold on, I just got text right as I started streaming, Lamau. LMAO. Anyways. Alright. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit. Alright, English. I literally just got this game. I saw Markiplier. Oh, that's... yeah. Turn that down a little bit more. Alright, just a wee bit more. There you go. I saw Markiplier play this. I watched like the first minute of his video. And then I thought, I'm gonna stop now because I want to experience the rest of this for myself. Bad End Theater. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. Select whichever doll you like. Demon. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce looking guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Hello, new friend. Oh. Bastard. Bastard. What a sick little bitch! I have a feeling I'm gonna be using this. I have a feeling I'm gonna be using this one a lot. Oh wait, I didn't hit the right one. I have a feeling I'm gonna be using this one a lot. I'm gonna be using this little face a lot. That's what. Oh wait, wrong one. I'm dumb. I meant this one. I mean, I might use that one too. I meant this one. The binds can get a little weird. Anyways, try controlling the other doll. Okay. You're a friendly little guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Kill. It didn't resist. This is because you chose to play nice in the first round? Or are the mechanics becoming clear? Yeah. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. That is interesting. But now you can become each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Full attack. How will you interact? We're going to play nice. You and the human doll will set aside your differences and became friends! Friend! I'm done. Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings you can at your own pace. Now without further ado, let's start the show! Gremlin. A little gremlin. Okay, so we have the hero, the maiden, the underling, the overlord. Alright. You are a demon underling in service of the underlord. You aren't particularly strong, but you're not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Yes, mommy, you wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob, totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in the responsible direction. Let's not! You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You were actually cool with the status quo. After all, life is pretty dang good. If the only thing you have to complain about is that you live too comfortably, so there's nothing left to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling in the grass, wild and free. Ooh. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Quit yelling! When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Yay! Nice! Now that she's started talking to you like you're friends or something, you don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make more sense for them to each have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line from what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting, besides you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the overlord. The overlord asks you where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her. Hope that the mating is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The overlord nods as everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. That was just a joke, of course. Yay! Oh, after a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. Avenge my fallen comrades! He's attacking my friends! You lunge at him while he's busy driving a sword into the guard, who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down! You like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. Yeah! Oh, you bite him. Tearing the flesh from his bone, it tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there's no pain. Only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. I love that. Reset the stage! Now for the Overlord! You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called hero, whose whole purpose in life is to just dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes that they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing. If you're quite honest with yourself, you don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself that everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. One of you're totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. You're saying something about how it's... You see their point, but they always are whining about it. Kind of bothers you. What do you do with the end? Like, have the day off! They so happily scurry off to who knows what. Overlord is great. Being an Overlord is great. You awake to a knock. The maiden from a nearby human village says it's her role to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture. Farmer, you never plan to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think the world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk? Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. Maine seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. I wonder what to say. Stay! Friend! New friend! You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to be open-minded with these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans as not to agitate them, and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders. We're very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time and you're actually super evil all along. She laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times. You can't tell if she's into you or not. Gay. Gay. The hero bursts into your room, but he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? Covered in demon's blood. You're not thinking... Did she need rescue? There was never any harm meant to come to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insecure apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoings. Wait. Realizing his wrongdoings, but you're too far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans, always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back. You lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Now let's try the underling again. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice! Alright, new set. You set out to your adventure outside the castle. Rolling around the gas, wild and free. Tell her to quit yelling. Alright. Run! Where you'll be peacefully in the deep dark forest. Oh. That wasn't very good. And there's 41 bad endings. That is interesting. Alright. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary aside from the occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You're told that a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even pits a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople. Though you were born to play this role. You head off to your adventure to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Flee like a coward! Ask if they'll let me in. You want to go to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. They seem to trust you. They look at each other in surprising confusion. There was no time to hesitate. Ask the maiden what's going on. Explains that she was never actually captured. She just came here of her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows you two to leave and you casually exit the castle. With the maiden, but she seems pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? The Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. What happened? What happened? What? Alright. We're gonna try the Overlord again and see what happened. You're alright, you can go. Alright, after everything's explained, the hero expresses relief. Let them go. What? What? Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Alright, let's see what happened. Let's see what his perspective of this now. You don't get when your friends wake you up. How rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. Ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in her place. Pretty like... Of course you reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. She's actually not that bad, guys. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask... One of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tightening around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. You are the maiden! You live in a peaceful village right next to the spooky demon overlord's castle. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Introduce yourself. Alright, we've already gone through most of this from like their perspectives. Gay. I love them. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. You can hardly breathe. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord. If you had stayed true to your role, things like this wouldn't have happened. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. Damn. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. All right. Alright. Let's not, guys. Yeah, okay, so now I've successfully convinced them to not... Oh, wait, wrong. I've successfully convinced them to not overthrow her. So, maybe this one will turn out good. She's trying to fulfill. Bottom line, what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Alright, I've already gone through this. Damn. Fine. Let's do it. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs without someone's guidance. Your guidance. They'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree in that you suggest to plan the assassination, but you don't want to back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Orocytes. No one has any better ideas. They take off to the castle. Are they into the Overlord's room? Fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she finds out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure, the maiden's frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout out the humans are liars. Your friends here back you up, except they don't. They blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was your idea and that you were just going with the flow. They were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse the crazy plan. You can't believe they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other and all demand silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place. Crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately, all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A. Suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the two humans. And the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get the chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this. You were sure now that they would have killed you if you had sided with her. The Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Now let's see that from the Overlord's perspective. Get back to work. You can stay. Alright. Let them go. You're told that a group of demons is plotting to assassinate you? You're not surprised how nice of the humans to care, though. One of your underlings barges in shouting that the humans are liars, followed by another group crying that everything was the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other. Now, and it's very annoying. You yell at them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment. You lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led, I already read this. Saying that means you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. Forgive you. I forgive them. You released the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burned together. Overlord's true end. Before you're taken back to reset the story, once again you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my efforts if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is the bad end theater! Is the pain setting in? Oh, you should have been well aware of what you'd shown when you entered this place. It's been a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grow attached to my little cast. You start to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyways, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. Merciful. To your surprise, the Overlord spares you. Maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to the other. The maiden's crying, the hero is silent. You're all burned together. Is that underling's true end? No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or perhaps something else? Maiden. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her! But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right. You think what kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? Demons have taken notice to you. It's now or never. You take off to the castle, burst in the Overlord's room, all the words spilling out. Okay, yeah, read this from their perspective. You all burn together. Maiden's true end. It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. You boldly insert yourself into the story, and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. My OC, do not steal. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you. But why are you pitch black? You feel like this body doesn't accurately represent you. But you move past it. The hero has been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? Hi. You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayers have been answered. You must be her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. But you realize what the real ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How passé. You watch hopelessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way onto this stage, did you? I am the narrator, a storyteller, god of this world. Call me tragedy if you'd like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You're alone, in the darkness, with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide you stealing the show without my permission. It's quite disrespectful. I'm sick of all these... Alright. I want to see something new. Are you trying to say bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending? It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God! The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Defend. Try closing your heart off to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that! Wait, let me try that again. Attack! You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world after all. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Behold my beautiful tragic tales. Doesn't sing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed 11 of my painstakingly crafted endings. Your heart does indeed ache for these characters. How could you want to put an end to all of this? Do you truly care for them that much? They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here, to the end of the world. That's right. You came here to save them. You can't do this alone. You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? Crafted my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to this role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. You remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He's overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end of the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero. Please, tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss without him. You're the one who's been killing us, murderer. I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Imp! We'll call the... You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty, as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep.
Hey, you're a pretty weird looking intruder. What do you want?
You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy.
Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job.
The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have.
It'd be best if I didn't have to work all day. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on.
You think the underling's friends who had bullied them into the assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. A true end for the underling becomes clear. You offer to change their fate.
So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you, just in case.
The underling will now fight beside you.
Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle.
The underling? You must be desperate to call such an unreliable ally.
Ha! If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over?
Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Alright. You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing! She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are, in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping to meet one today. You think of the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst for this story, after all. My role as the maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what she's really hoping to gain from this. She's confused by your question. Perhaps it was simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. What is this terrible creature? You wound me. You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. One left. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? Yes, mommy. You explain that no. You're not here to serve her, it's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize that she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for the Overlord becomes clear. You offer to help her change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see, so this is tragedy. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Now that we have the whole party here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open a path to your true ending? Show me! Kindness. So naive! I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Your HP has run out. You are overcome by tragedy. If you wish to challenge me again, collect more bad endings. You'll be able to reach this path again through the maiden's true end. I'll be waiting. Your bad end. You're the maiden. Alright, skip this. Introduce yourself. Consumed maiden end. What about if we try all of them? Let's overthrow her! Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them you will talk more about the assassination when you get back, which satisfies them. Attack! Other humans would surely oh god. Put on a show! Hey! This is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. Oh god. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. Let's overthrow her! Avenge! Alright, yeah, I already had that ending. Oh god, yeah, there's a whole lot. Alright. Let's do this now. Bravely slaughter them. which is awful and disgusting. Okay, you've become strong from the hordes of demons you took down. This is the final battle. She's no use against you. No, sorry. As you suspected, she must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. Failed hero and... Alright. The villagers of... Oh god. Triumphant hero and... He inquires about a maiden who was rumored. Zero? Okay, wait. Alright, no, actually. He inquires about a maiden who was rumored to be here, but you never seen her. Humans don't visit often, or ever, really. Zero takes his leave. You wonder why he totally trusted you there. They traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed like he was a bit at his job, in your opinion. Alright, so the ending is still the same there. You better go home. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a while longer. You enjoy a long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. Okay, I already saw this. Keep her here. The maiden you came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. Tell the hero that you won't let him take her from you. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? She doesn't have to leave. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Selfish overlord and... Okay. Wait. Potential? You're very upset that this so-called hero would treat you this way, and you leave in a huff. You return to the village, alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with thousands of questions. You tell them your story. You explain that the Overlord had never had any intentions to harm anyone. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. Demon sympathizer crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only come to tell them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask. You could have not have possibly escaped the Overlord without... God. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone and believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be. So they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You're seized by the crowd, burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly. So, has this happened? So why has this happened? Why are you being punished? God, you hear dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so, so sorry. Executed maiden end. Get back to work. You better go. Alright. And the rest is, okay, the rest is the same. Disloyal. And there's some more things regarding that. Alright, so diplomatic and heroic will get me there. He also needs to be disloyal. Needs to be hungry and dutiful. Alright, so diplomatic, heroic, disloyal. And so now let's try this from her perspective. Get back to work. You better go. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. So what have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse them, choking in your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord end. Alright. Obedient. Lets the maiden and the hero go. Diplomatic. Okay, so this is, so where I went wrong was by making him obedient. So he needs to be disloyal, and you let him have the day off. The maiden has to be obedient. Oh, no. Disloyal, polite. Okay, let's try that now. Day off. Okay, so I got the same ending. Where am I going wrong with that? Okay, forget it. I'll come back to it. So, heroic and diplomatic. So, diplomatic and heroic is what he needs to have. Good. And I need to let the underling have the day off and allow the maiden to stay in chat to get that. Go on. Alright, she can stay. Strikes you, cutting through you with his blade. He didn't even hesitate. Never should have trusted a human. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. Join your army in eternal slumber. Slain Overlord and... Wait, no, that's not... Alright, let's just speedrun dying. Alright, there we go. Reset the stage. Diplomatic, possessive. Diplomatic, possessive. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero, the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good as chance of any as you launch a sneak attack, hitting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but sounds like you did something heroic. Tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle! You are the new Overlord. Heroic underling. And... obedient, antisocial. Truant. Alright. So I have two more endings. One, I need to do something with the hero. And then a path from there. And one, I need to do something, another thing with this. So, the underling confirms the plan to kill the Overlord. Turns to the castle. Wait, alright. Underling brings the maiden to the castle. Now, alright, underling gets involved in plot, dethrone the underling, devours the maiden. I come back. Return to the castle. Confirms the plan. So this time I guess I need to back out as the underling. Alright, let's go kill her. Wait, actually. What did I do wrong there? I did something wrong. Underling. Alright, so story begins. We need to get to... Wait, where do I need to get? Bandits their comrades. The underling exacts revenge. The underling returns to the castle. The underling confirms the plan to kill the Overlord. And then there's a path from there. I need to do something as the hero though. So what have I not done? Flee like a coward. Let's try that. Maya was never found. Useless hero end. Alright, so that's a new ending. That's a new ending. So now let's take a look. That gets us. She runs from you. The hero apologizes for what he's done. I die there. Wait a second. Okay. Diplomatic. Alright, diplomatic, possessive. He meets the Overlord. Maiden stays with the Overlord for a while. Alright. She objects to the hero's suggestion. You feel nervous as the hero puts on a brave face for you. Capture Maiden. Alright, and so now let's do the same thing, but disloyal. Introduce yourself. Alright.
You should probably go home. This place is dangerous.
Escaped Maiden, ending B. Obedient, antisocial. Wait a second, I don't have his true end. I should probably get his true ending. Okay, so for the true ending, merciful. It's being merciful. Disloyal. And I need to be diplomatic. So merciful, disloyal, I need to be diplomatic. Merciful, antisocial. Alright. Flee like a coward. Ask if I can go. What's going on? Okay, now let's get his true end. You all burn together. Hero's true end. Reset the stage. There's a break off here. What's the break off point? Wait. The Erling is killed by the Overlord out of retribution. Oh, it's an option for them to die at that point. So if I... Back to work. I don't think that one doesn't matter. You better go. Go. Take retribution. Doesn't make you feel any better. Spiteful ending. Yeah. So antisocial, obedient. Okay, wait. Hero flees from the demons. Antisocial. Okay. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like? Right there? It's dangerous. Alright. Turn. Believe her. Alright! Oh no. Not again. The actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been alive from the start. Hun? You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch her and talk to the demons in order to clear up the misunderstanding. But you were too late. Oh god. Though the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body. She was a fool to have trusted the demons after all. What the fuck are you doing? Everything goes to black. Your quest comes to an abrupt end. Unlucky hero. Introduce myself. She lets him off easy. Oh, this is all new stuff. You explain why you've come. She squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or do anything that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she's might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demon... Okay, this isn't old stuff. Okay, so... Alright, this is new for me on, like, this perspective. Then she runs away. Grab the hero and run. Devout maiden end. Okay, so now we've unlocked a bunch of stuff. Heroic, So him being heroic can go two ways. One leading to another choice for her. So dudeful and heroic. Oh fuck, not yet. Take your time collecting all my endings. Alright, let's take a look at that again. Just to be sure. So, dudeful and heroic. And I need to get to there by talking to the Overlord. Alright. Introduce myself. Refuse to leave. Protect her. Acting as a shield. It's funny, you think you never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You're glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. You hope that everything turns out right for your new friend. Sacrificial Maiden. One more ending where he's alright, so we'll do that again to get the other ending where she doesn't do anything. Refuse to leave. Do nothing. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? Two more endings for the maiden. So, trusting, May returns to see the Overlord alone. Disloyal. Introduce. Obey. Leave on your own. Assassin overheard them. The underling you recognized from before is the first to do something about it.
This is just the way it has to be.
They suddenly attack you in that moment. You regret having ever trusted demons. You die instantly. Slaughter Maiden. And one more ending for the Maiden. Disloyal. Alright, I have to make a choice. I have to go through that as... Oh, no. I have to go to there as the demon. So trusting and obedient. Alright.
Let's overthrow her. Alright, let's do it.
Toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell. Continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front. He's asking about the maiden, perhaps the very one you've just locked up. Tells you exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think! Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? very easy. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. You're the new ruler of the castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you have betrayed your overlord. All right. Let's get the last maiden ending. Obey. Leave on your own. Imprison mate. A letter flutters down from behind the curtains. You found lost letter number 2. Wait, no. My love, I finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud if you'd only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could just become world famous, then maybe you might hear of it wherever you are. Forever yours, Tragedy. Alright. Tyrant. Plot dethrone the Overlord. Devour the Maiden. Return to the castle. Confirms plan to kill the Overlord. Let's overthrow her. Gobble. Leave. Alright, now I'm going to save, return. Oh, this is new. She looks so peaceful. Chicken out. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but your friends blocking the exit. In a panicked whisper, you ask them to let you out. Seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask again to be let out. Overlord burned together. A letter flutters down. Alright. I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand my stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to the very end. I'm grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. Alright. So I need to apologize for what I've done. So I need to kill everyone and then apologize. Kill. Kill. Oh wait, fuck. Alright, need a speedrun dying. Let's not. Gobble. Put on a show. Reset the stage. Alright, so. Finds the maiden. The Overlord's upset. Oh, yeah, you can't be hungry. Oh, this is new. She's bound. Crowd is frenzy. Oh, God. Spectator. Oh, God, I didn't even mean to find that one. Alright, let's get rid of obedient. And now let's do that again. Exclamating what's going on. Big misunderstanding. And then I die. Alright. Martyr. So same thing, but I go to kill the... Alright, so I do the same thing, but I go and I go to kill her. Wait, actually, is it the same thing? I need to double check. And Overlord is upset. Tries to slay. Alright, yeah, same thing. I didn't do martyr. Alright. It's not sure if the question is directed at you. Blood. So much blood. God. Loyal hero. And... Alright, and there's 2 more. Everything is fine. Alright. And she needs to be possessive. Alright. Only one more and for the hero, and that is here. The maiden overhears the underling's plot to kill the Overlord and goes back to warn her. So disloyal, resolute, trusting. Trusting, resolute, disloyal, captor. Wait, okay, disloyal. Diplomatic. I need to be diplomatic and he needs to be disloyal. And then there's a break off point here. Oh wait, I messed up. You can't be possessive. And you can't be a... yeah. Alright. Play like a coward. Ask if they'll let you in. What's going on? Alright. Lost letter number 1. My love. It just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this, it's so unreasonably cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write. And I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. And now for the Overlord. So Martyr. Alright. Diplomatic, Heroic. Alright. Alright. Stay in chat, Heroic, Martyr. Okay. Yep. You lose control, and the hero's obliterated. Alright. Only 2 more left. So Hungry and Deedful. Alright. Followed by darkness. Conquered Overlord End. Reset. Alright, there's only 1 more left, and then I'll unlock every ending. And it's Trusting and Disloyal. So Hungry, Disloyal, and Trusting. I didn't do that right. Okay. Get back to work. Hungry. Overlord awakens. Disloyal. But then he's trusting. Oh, okay. Trusting. There we go. Get back to work. Wait. Okay. Disloyal. What if we turn Disloyal off? Get back to work. No, why is it? Hold on, okay. Oh, 1 ending remains. Will it be good or bad? Shut up. Disloyal. Hungry. Get back to work. Hungry. Your Overlord awakens. So he needs to be disloyal. Get back to work. Why can't I get to this? Oh. Oh wait, I just realized. I just realized. Hungry. Disloyal. Trusting. Get back to work. No. Wait. Trusting. Disloyal. Obedient. Okay, well, let's try a different path for this. Day off. Go home. She's obedient. Overlord awakens. Aha! Wait, never mind. Never mind, I just realized he can't be hungry. They can't be hungry. My bad, they. Back to work. Better go home. They don't respond. You sense murderous intent. That's all the endings. My love, do you remember when we first met? I just finished one of my scripts, one I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why would these poor fools Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude, I wouldn't accept any of my justifications. And yet, you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day, even now. I wonder if somewheres you're thinking of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Yes. The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. Behold, my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here, to the end of the world. That's right. You came here to save them. You can't do this alone. Alright. Alright. How are you? Use ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is real, Link. Tenacity. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is real, Link. Hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The maiden maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is real, Link. Willpower. Your reign of terror ends here, Tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You all unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy. once and for all.
You've done it! You've managed to defeat me! A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it! I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, overlord.
Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already!
Don't worry. I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad in theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it, I wonder? Yes. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending.
Wow. This game is actually great. I love this game. Yes! Look at them! Fabulous! Yo. This is a bop. God, I love this. This is great. Play this game. Play this game if you haven't. Yes, gay! Gay, gay! Homosexuals! Homosexuals! Based. Oh. Alright. Let's go. Yo.
Searching for my lost love, stumbled toward Beth and theater, though its lays were cold. I still felt this warmth from them. Isn't that strange? Can't help thinking of your face.
I love this.
For all your tragedies,
This is a bop.
alright, happy
Well, not actually a bop. It's a good song. I like this song. This is good. I love this ending. I love this game. This is a great game. It's a great game. Your true end. Something's missing.
Oh, you're still here. The curtain's closed for the final time. I'm shutting down the theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell after all.
There's one more.
Me? You'd like to know why I started this? Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course.
You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask.
Piece by piece, it falls apart in your hands, revealing
a woman.
I should have warned you this might affect what you think of my stories.
You can't help but compare the face to the maidens. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear, not another ending, but the truth? Yeah. Alright. One last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there's no such things as demons or heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out and fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. A running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But the families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all. Where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship and everything is okay in the end. I lost her. And then I started this theater. It does have a happy ending. Huh? Yo! I was the lesbian the whole time! I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. I didn't reveal sooner. I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. I knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yeah, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. I'm clapping. Now truly, everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. God, this game is good! God! I love this game! Alright. Bye. I'm ending it here now. Because that ending was literally beautiful. I love that ending so much. Goodbye.